Hey YouTube, Gadget Dad here. I want to do a quick new gadget that I installed this weekend that has hoped to save me a lot of money and a lot of pain in the butt. And it's not this empty bottle of water. So I'm not the person that cares at all about the water or tap water or what it has in it. I just don't worry about that stuff. However, I have twin girls, 2.5, who have had severe allergies to just, you would not believe it. I've heard people talk about allergies and gluten, and I've seen it firsthand now, and that's a whole nother story. Both food allergies, they react to just about everything. So we try to control the environment any way we can, and water is important. So it's become important to give them, clean and pure water as we can. So we buy a lot of bottled water, and just trying to find the best solution to that. My wife, gadget wife, gadget mom, she is a nurse, knows a lot about science, and does a lot of research into all this stuff as she's had to for the kids. So we've buying a lot of this stuff. We started to do research on a potential replacement, because not only is it a pain in the butt, they're heavy, it creates quite a bit of trash, and it starts to really add up. One of these gallons is about, what's in a gallon? This is 3 quarts. So this is, I think, $3 or $4, and they add up. We go through quite a few. It's always stacks and stacks and stacks of these. We recycle them, but still, the cost and the trash adds up and up. So this, we started looking for substitutes. The reverse osmosis water filter is really the best way to go. And surprisingly, I talked to somebody that did it, and it was a lot of money. And I think it was because they did plumbing through the wall and they wanted to get to the refrigerator. We didn't really care about that. We just wanted it in place for drinking water. So the installation was really easy. We bought the APEC water, and I got it from Home Depot. There's a lot of sites out there selling these. I bought this one just because I wanted it to have filters and parts that you can get. The filters, there's 6 stages. The filters, 4 of them last for 6 months, and another 2 last from 2 to 3 years. So they're not cheap, but they do last a while, and you can stretch them out. And there's all kinds of ways to do that. For us, it was just not having to go get these bottles of water all the time. We're out of water, go to the store, Gadget Dad. So I'm not doing that anymore. So anyway, this system I think was about $250. I got it straight from the Home Depot website, and it just came in the mail. I shipped it here. The installation was fairly easy. I actually bought, on the site it said you'll also need this kit, which came with extra tubing and stuff. You don't need that. You don't need that at all. So don't get it. All you need is what's in the kit, unless you have some special plumbing, and I really don't. So things that you do need that happen here is essentially the water comes out of your cold water, and I'm not going to get very far in there. Let me see if I can flash my flashlight out here. So it kind of comes out of the cold water. If you see that red tube, then it goes into the filters, which is stage 1 right here, onto a stage 2, onto a stage 3, onto a stage 4 here, onto a stage 5. From stage 5 it goes from the yellow line to this tank, which is not that big. This is supposed to do 75 gallons a day. 75 gallons a day. This tank is not 75 gallons, but the system should be able to produce that much. So it holds in the tank, and then it heads back. When you turn the spigot on, it heads back to the last stage, which this model is with the alkaline filter. So really most of these filters and systems are there to take everything out of the water, and then alkaline is putting back that pH balance, which is supposed to be, good minerals. Definitely go research that. I got it just because it was maybe 20 or 30 bucks more, and I knew my research nurse gadget mom would dig it. And then it goes to the spigot, and that looks like this. There it is. That's what comes with the system. I'm sure you could put something in if you're really picky. Do be cognizant of where you put it. So I put it here, and that was a lot of extra work versus if I put it over here, because just how the sink is to get up underneath behind there, you basically cannot turn a wrench to tighten it down. So you have to just be able to hold a wrench, and luckily there was enough room here to twist this around to tighten it. So I kind of got lucky there, because once you drill a hole in your countertop, you can't undo that very well, very easily. So things you need to install it, you probably need about 3 hours, 4 hours. If you're medium handy like me, you're gonna need a, those are nice to have, but a regular set of adjustable wrench is a necessity. I'm not seeing mine because I had it around here to do one more tightening. Definitely need a drill of some sort, because you're gonna need to drill through your countertop if you don't already have a, I have like an inset sink, but some of them actually come, if you don't have an inset sink, some come with an extra punch out that you can just punch out that piece of metal. But if you don't have that, you might have to drill through. I've never had to drill through. This is like a silas stone, which is almost like a quartz. So I had to drill through it. You can't do that with a normal bit. I'd never done that before. So I had to go to the store. This is a $20 bit. It's a 1/2 inch diamond bit. I'd never seen or done that before, so kind of neat. Went through it probably in 20-30 seconds. 3/4 inch of silas stone, which is almost like a quartz. I don't know what you need if you have marble, but I think it's something similar, if not this. If you use a regular drill bit, even a titanium drill bit, which this was, it will not get through it. So don't even try on a tougher stone like that. So you need to drill through that. You need a set of wrenches. Other than that, it's pretty easy to install. Obviously, doing all the plumbing pipe portion of it, all the stuff comes with it, so you kind of have to play. You'll see it right there. Let me move that. Okay. You see right there where the red line connects, that's the pieces that they include with the kit, where you put the red line in, and it comes with its own on and off valve, so if something goes wrong you can turn that off. So you're mounting that stuff into the cold water line. The other thing you kind of have to do is, there you go, probably see that better. You need to, there is wastewater that comes out of the filters, so that's the black line. You need to tap into your existing plumbing that's going out, so that's kind of the most advisable one. And that's no more than drilling a hole and kind of putting this collar on it. So all of this, if things go well, you could get it done in an hour or two if you don't run into problems, depending on how much space you have under the sink. The thing that took me the longest is getting up behind the sink to get the faucet spigot kind of turned, both the water line to it, but also to tighten it down so it didn't move anywhere. Plus my kids were helping, if you call it that, and that always takes longer when kids are afoot and taking your tools and losing gaskets and all of that stuff. So pretty easy system. With $250, I expect the amount we were spending on water, even if I include filters and replacement filters, it's probably going to run a break even of about a year. I mean, it should really pay for itself pretty quickly. Also, Gadget Mom may be expecting, so she's going to be ramping up her pure water drinking. And honestly, when I had it, it was pretty darn delicious. So I've been drinking it because it's just cleaner drinking water. It tastes a lot better for sure. We're in a major metro area, so there's a lot of stuff in the water. You can get these little kits. They almost look like home pregnancy tests, where you put it in water and it'll tell you how many impurities. It's like 200, 300 impurities. I think they were made to scare the crap out of people. But you can get those, and people online are showing reviews where this filter takes that from 200 down to about 20. So I'm excited about that. It also came with the tools that's what you see here for the filters. Removing the filters. I did not mount this yet, just because I wanted to get it in place and see how it was working, how we liked it before we did all the mounting or getting crazy with that. But I'll probably mount that at some point, because this was made to be a drawer that slides out, and you can't really do that with all this all this stuff in here. Let me get you the map. There was a map. Anyway, that's the thing. The one last thing that you want to make sure you do is once you get it in place, it recommends 2 to 3 hours. Like, leave it alone. Once you fill up, turn on the water to the filters, and then turn on the water to the tank, to let it fill up and kind of work for 2 to 3 hours, and then run it dry. So basically turn on the faucet. Faucet comes on like this, and it runs pretty fast. And I've seen some filter systems where it kind of just drips out. You wait forever to fill something up, but this runs pretty darn fast. So you bleed it essentially till it comes to a slow drip and there's nothing left in the tank. And you'll see in those first, like if you put a glass underneath it, it's pretty cloudy, and that's from the filters kind of working some of their carbon out in the first pass. So you need to do that anytime you change the filters. I actually had to do that 2 run-throughs. There was still quite a bit left once I let it rejuvenate another 2 or 3 hours. So just know once you put it in, you probably got another day of kind of bleeding it dry, letting it refill before you're gonna get to enjoy that tasty water. Anyway, highly recommend. So far so good. Save me trips to the store, save the planet with recycling, and pretty easy thing to install. And then you get to say cool things like reverse osmosis, water maker, and alkaline, and all kinds of neat stuff. So hope this was helpful. Big thumbs up. I'll include a link to where I got it, and I definitely highly recommend it.